Hi, I'm Mark Dias, and welcome to an update. Yeah, so if you can tell by the screenshot, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim. That's the reason why my videos have been uploaded awkwardly and been having problems just keeping a regular upload schedule. Um, yeah, I've been playing it pretty consistently. I got it for Christmas. Woo! Um, yeah, so I've been pretty much living off of the backlog videos, which are already running a little short. Um, so, yeah, first off, we'll take a little picture tour of what I've been doing in Skyrim, which probably isn't all that interesting. Um, my only complaint about Skyrim is that it's buggy as hell, and I'm glad I got it on PC. Console codes have saved my life and many hours of gameplay. The only other thing I don't really like is the fact that there's only like maybe six voices, and it's I don't know. It's kind of frustrating to have to hear the same guy's voice. It sounds like James Woods, like over and over again, or it sounds like the guy who does like villains on like kids' cartoon shows. It's like their voices all the time. So yeah, I don't know what that picture is, but so yeah, it's kind of frustrating, and the dragons really aren't that bad. They're pretty easy to kill. I've killed like 30 plus dragons already. Um, so yeah, and I play as an archer, as you can see here. I shot him in the face, but yeah. So I don't know. I really do enjoy it. It's really a step up somewhere in between Morrowind and Oblivion. I don't know. Just looking at what I'm going to do and scheduling for my LPs, I'm trying to keep a continuous, you know, upload rate, and I still need to record more. But I mean, I haven't really had time with Skyrim to be able to sit down and play. Like, I don't want to start like a Sega CD game or Sega Genesis game, because I know whatever I play will probably be pretty weighty. It'll probably be like a long RPG, and I know that if I try to get into it, I'll keep thinking of Skyrim, and then I'll play and either play that game and then stop playing Skyrim and forget what I was doing. I'm a very like one game kind of person. Also, I got Delirious and I got Skylanders, which Skylanders is pretty awesome. We've already pretty much played through it and ground most of our characters, which is pretty awesome. It's a pretty good game. It's good to see that Spyro actually got some sort of revival, considering it was sold out at most places we went to. But her mom ended up getting it for us at Costco, so it was kind of awesome. I also have like 8 cases of Monster Chaos sitting in my kitchen right now. It's very nice to have lots and lots of Monster. It's probably the best Christmas gift ever. Yeah, and I said cases. Don't be misled. I said cases. Um, Other than that, played a ton of Ragnarok and finally got characters transcended. So Ragnarok's kind of pushed to the side now. So I just have Skyrim. Um, yeah. I did about 26 hours of driving. See, there's my character. Um, from here to home to back here, and it was pretty weighty, driving like that. So I was really exhausted, and that's the reason why things have been kind of off, because I'm still kind of settling in, and playing Skyrim doesn't help me settle in or get anything done. But as you can see, I play an Argonian, which Argonian are still just as broken as they were in Morrowind and Oblivion, which is kind of awesome. Not getting diseases ever is awesome. Um, so, yeah. What else is new and fun and interesting? Um, I also had a chance to like sit down and look over my GBA games to make sure my whole list of all the games was updated, and stuff like that, so I wasn't missing games in the full library, which I think I only have like 600 or 700 left, which really isn't that bad considering I started with, what, like 1,000, something like that. So it really wasn't bad um, to be going that far already. I've looked into other things like Sega CD games, and I've been looking into a PS2 emulator that has been working. In fact, right before I left, I was playing Shining Force Exa, which is a thumbs up to anyone who wants to play that, who likes that style of game. Just like Shining Force Neo, it's a little talky, but I mean, it plays fairly smoothly. There's some graphical glitches, and there's a lot of slowdown, but I might do an LP of that and Shining Force Neo at some point. I'm just trying to see because I have like a large library of PS2 games, and I do want to get Sega Genesis and Sega CD games out of the way. And I know I had a request for Death Valley Rally for SNES. I'm really sorry. I've tried to record that like 3 times and it keeps screwing up. So yeah, it every time like I go to finish the file, it like deletes. It's the same problem I have with Pac-Man games, where it just always does that, and it really drives me nuts. Um, so I don't know. Other than that, oh, there was something else. Oh, we watched the show Haven, which was pretty good. The first couple episodes kind of sucked, but once you got into the actual story, it was pretty good. Watched the 3rd season of Sanctuary, which was not nowhere near as good as the 2nd season of Sanctuary, but overall, a great series. Um, yeah, so I don't know. My uploads might be a little infrequent for a little while, at least until I get Skyrim sorted out. I'm pretty damn far. Yeah, I like that. I shot him right in the back of the head. Um, I've gotten really far. I'm already level 50, and I've done it in like less than 10 days. So I've been kind of happy about that. See, look at that. That's like a bullseye shot. I shot him from like hell far away. But the only other disappointing thing, yeah, that's a whole big pile of people. I shot all of them with arrows before they knew what was going on. Um, the only other thing that really bothers me is that you can't summon like Daedroth or anything cool in Skyrim. It really disappoints me. Conjuration really got like a hardcore nerf. Having to put so many points into things just to get like up to Conjure Bow, because normally I do like Conjure Bow and fire off some arrows into enemies, and then when I get close, summon like a Daedroth or something to tank for me, and then I go crazy with a mace. But unfortunately, the game does not. I don't know. It does not allow for such things, which is kind of disappointing. But overall, it's a great game. I'm really like obsessed with it. And for playing Skylanders for a while, we did that for like when we came back, we did like 3 days straight of playing co-op, which thumbs up to any game company that can do 2-player co-op, because I'm tired of online only and all that. Like, the reason why we play Delirious and I play Ragnarok is because we can both play together while we're in the same room, and it's like fun and it's a good time for both of us. But like, I've always wanted an RPG that we could play that way, and Skylanders was good, but like it was really short in the long run. I mean, I got the one expansion pack, but it's still like we don't have the money to keep adding on to the game, so it's kind of like, but I mean, it was good and fun. It's just that Delirious and I like chew through games. Like, we stayed up for like 11 hours and pounded through the co-op of Portal 2 and got all the trophies for the co-op stuff. Because frankly, when we do games together, it's devastating. We also got a while ago, we got like Eternal Champions or something, and the one for PS3, which was garbage. And we beat that in like a few hours. So suggestions for good co-op games is always more than welcome. So I don't know. But I don't know. It just a solid RPG would be all I would ask for. Like if it's action RPG or if it's like we wanted to get Cursed Crusade, but it just was not in the cards, and I didn't get Catherine either. So I mean, I'm fine with that. The other good thing is I am a trackball fan. I'm a huge fan of trackballs, and uh, I don't like conventional mouses, whatever. I don't like them. I think they suck. There's never been one that's actually been good. I hate having to move my arm to like navigate my screen. Like I can quick roll and get all the way across my screen. But anyway, they came out with a new trackball finally. It's wireless and has 2 extra buttons compared to my current one. And Deliria's got one because her wrist had been hurting from using her mouse while playing Ragnarok. So she went and bought herself one, and it is glorious. So, you know, if you have an extra $50 or whatever lying around, go ahead and pick one up. Um, it's well worth it. I mean, there's not a lot of adjustment. It's not like people who get like ABC keyboards instead of QWERTY keyboards. There's less of an adjustment period. But I don't know. It's pretty awesome, and I want to get one now. I'm very jealous of that. Uh, and also, I didn't get a chance to record much, so I had a backlog because I literally spent the last month at Delirious' parents' house while we were like going through Thanksgiving and the holidays and everything. So there was no way I could record because my little netbook is not powerful enough to do that. So yeah, you know that's the reason why there's been so many Game Boy Advance games. I wanted to get into like a more solid LP, but I've been kind of rushing through, and I'm sorry if a lot of the recent ones have been like I guess lower quality for me because I didn't have the time to really take to focus on what I was doing um, in LPs because I just had to get out a certain block or otherwise like I just don't like not having content. I'd rather have okay content and lots of uploads because a few of them may be gems versus like no content whatsoever. And I've probably said something contrary to that before. Um, but yeah. And then we're back to start. I'm gonna go back. So other than that, I like that picture and that picture. I'm just gonna stay on that picture for a little while. And the other thing is I got really bored while I was there, so I decided to troll some people on something that always bothers me, and it's always funny how people get so defensive about it, and how people really are like rabidly crazy, and it's like basically like bad decision hippies. And when it comes to global warming and stuff like that, people are absolutely rabidly insane about that. Like, and it's so funny because all I have to do is say like volcanoes, and suddenly they're up in arms, like freaking the fuck out by saying that volcanoes, which do put out a lot of CO2, are like are like, you know, oh my god, like you're so wrong. Like a car puts out more pollution than any volcano. Like here are facts. We need facts. And it's so hilarious because they just like jump at it and they're like, we have this fact and like this study that was done 5 years ago, despite, you know, contrary evidence, you know, is completely right. And they always say like really crazy things, and they're all like, they never actually like state facts. They just like, I'm waiting for you to state a fact. And like, it's so hilarious because I don't know. It's like one of those things that just it gives me a good laugh because they're so absurd about it, and they're so like dead set on that they're correct and everyone else. Like the one guy called me a denialist, which a denialist is a completely made up word, and it's just so funny. Um, but like the worst part is that like even like 3 or 4 weeks after, people still comment. And they'll be like, you're so wrong, you can't see the obvious evidence of global warming right in front of your eyes. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm in Georgia, and it might be winter here, but it is colder than it's been in a long time. So, you know, I don't really think your theory is really holding up. It's not really holding water. But, I don't know. So yeah, I trolled them, and I've been kind of like laughing and mildly frustrated at their retorts because it's so ridiculous that we still live with people who act that crazy. But I mean, these are the kind of people who will like, fly halfway across the world to protest chopping down trees, or like, they'll bitch about global warming, but then if there's like some fund that's set up for like, actually functional green technologies, they won't spend a dime into it, won't give any attention, won't anything like that. They're like, no, the importance is awareness. It's like breast cancer walks. They're more for the community, but they don't actually help cure it. So when it comes to things like that, it's like you've got to stand up and shut the hell up and actually do something about it, not keep bitching about it. Especially when it comes to like environmentalist things and stuff like that. I mean, there's if you came out with a car, or you came out with something else that could convert CO2 into something usable or something like that, you would be a billionaire. But none of them will ever be billionaires because they're not smart enough to figure that stuff out. They just like spouting facts and being on a side and being right. But it really has nothing to do with that at all. Whether they're right or they're wrong, or which side is or isn't, the simple fact of the matter is that they don't care for what what they're actually doing. They just want to be on a side and they want to be right, and that's it. Like that's all. Like, and it's really kind of sad when we could use some sort of advanced technology like that, but these people who have nothing to do with it just enervate it, and then they look stupid and they make everybody else look stupid, who's actually trying to get like real research or real evidence out. Or you get people where they create a in quote green technology, and then the next thing you know, they're you know a scam, and it's really like a company that funnels money into someone else's pocket, and then suddenly they mysteriously go out of business. You know, it's ridiculous. Or they say like, we're green because we cut 1% of our paper use down. Like, buy from our company now. I mean, it really is. It just what it comes down to is it's all just a big scam, and it's kind of hilarious. I mean, at least FedEx with their electric trucks and stuff like that. That's still in debate because they still have gas engines. They use less, but it's also silly because FedEx, you know, their drivers rarely go over 35 miles an hour, which is when the hybrid engine kicks in. So essentially, they're just running on gas the entire time, and the few times they run over 35 miles an hour for a consistent amount of time, like maybe returning back to the warehouse or whatever, then they're actually using hybrid. But I mean, I guess that's better than nothing. It's better than being like, we now use leaded gasoline and we spray it in your face when we drive by. But I don't know. I've ranted enough about that. Um, I can't think of what I'm going to do next in terms of LPs. I was going to start doing Lunar 2, but that's like a big block, and I'm probably going to do the same thing I did in the first one, where I actually just cut out the battles except for relevant battles or occasional things. I mean, the battles in Lunar 2 are a little less repetitive, but I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it. Um, I can't think of. I was going to do something else. I had another thing in mind. I can't remember. I had a PS2 game. I was actually trying to get the emulator to work to see if I could do Digital Devil Saga or do Raidu Kanzanoa, but I don't know. They didn't seem to work out too well with the PS2 emulator. I mean, I have the discs, and they still don't run that well. There's a lot of bugs and slowdown, and dialogue gets garbled, and I don't want to play it like that. And I have a PS2 around here somewhere. I just have to find it and try using Dazzle with it. But I need another TV, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So, I mean, unless I'm playing off of the screen on my TV, but then it'll look really awkward because I'll be like a second behind everything that's going on, which will be kind of awkward. And I can't really play Raido Kanzanoa like that because it's an action RPG, so yeah, that's not really going to work. And also, I need to like practice play them. Probably have like a second playthrough where I actually just grind through it so I know how to get through to places. So, because I don't remember very much of that game other than the good story, but I don't remember. I remember like you have to go one place and give someone an item, and then you have to use this skill to get that item to give to somebody else. Like, and if you do it wrong, you have to restart it, and I don't really want to keep going back through it over and over again. And like the whole Alice phone call thing where you have to go at the right time and then answer the phone, and then you talk to Alice, and then there's like a whole chain of events that has to happen in order for you to get this extra part. So, I don't know. That's going to be questionable whether I'm going to do that or not. Um, yeah. So, I don't know. Uh, in between there, I mean, I probably don't want to get too ambitious with a project until Skyrim's done. That's pretty much all I have to say. And don't expect videos to be like super regular because Skyrim. And I would record some of Skyrim, but everybody and their goddamn mother's doing it, and it really like chews through my like memory. Like I play Skyrim and it's like the frame rate's a tad off, but I can still play it functionally. Like it's enough where like when I turn and stuff, it obviously skips like 3 or 4 frames. Or when there's a lot of combat, people get really joggy, but that's the way it's always been. Like even Oblivion, when I play it on my computer, my computer can more than handle Oblivion. But when you get like 4 or 5 actors on a stage, it'll get screwed up. So I don't know. I mean, dragons and stuff play fine, but I don't know. Whatever. It just gets a little joggy. So it's kind of annoying. And I imagine recording the jogginess will get worse. So, and plus I'd have to play it in windowed mode, and windowed mode, like, usually chews the hell through it. And since it's hard for me to like stay in the tiny screen of windowed mode, like even if I did like a big screen like I did for Mass Effect, like there were times in Mass Effect where I'd scroll out of the screen and it would screw up. So, yeah. I was happy I got Mass Effect out of the way at least. But, so, I don't know. There's really not much more I have to say, other than Mass Effect 3 looks terrible. From what I've seen, it looks garbagey. I mean, Mass Effect 2's ending was garbagey enough, and then the third one looks pretty garbagey. Also, I just finished watching All Dragon, AULD Dragon, right? It's 2 different words. Hold on, I need to check, because it's bothering me. I know it's something like that. He plays a lot of the old school RPGs, and they're pretty awesome. I think I don't have him in my... Where is it? There it is. Yeah, AULDDRA. Well, why am I spelling dragon? You know how to spell dragon. Basically, AULD dragon. All dragon. He plays a lot of cool ones, and he actually just finished playing XCOM. And after he finished it, I looked up the new XCOM that's coming out to see if it's going to be any good, and it does not look any good. In other news, LNRA should check out the new... damn, what is that game called? Oh, God. I can't forget, or I don't remember. It was on Steam. It was the new Jagged Alliance. That's what it was. Yeah, there's a new Jagged Alliance. So if you like Jagged Alliance, go play that. But yeah. And other than that, new games coming out. There's nothing that looks like so amazing I have to comment on. But yeah, I've rambled too long on this update. So I'm just letting you know that things are probably going to be a little shisty until I'm done with Skyrim, which will probably be like a week, and then I'll probably be done Skyrim, and my lights are browning out. So, alright, well, see you later.